Hi, and welcome back to my channel, my friends. As always, I'm Camilla, and I'm a social media expert, educator, social media manager, you name it. Anyway, today I want to talk to you guys about the 5 most common mistakes that I see new entrepreneurs make, and even experienced entrepreneurs for that matter. So, I don't want to really keep you waiting. I say we just jump straight into it. The first mistake that I see entrepreneurs do way too often, and is really something that actually just kills your business, your new business, or like your entrepreneurial journey before it has even begun. So don't do this one. It is, of course, overthinking. And it's really just because I see so many also like people I know, like my friends, and I also get a lot of messages asking for help on social media or something like that. And it's always the biggest mistake and struggle that people need to overcome on how to actually get started is overthinking. And it is because every single time there's always a ton of reasons to not do something. There's always a lot of excuses why you should wait, there's a better time to do it, or whatever other things that you think and you tell yourself. But the reality is there's not really going to be a better time. And instead of just keep overthinking everything, maybe you're overthinking what your family and friends will say once you jump into like this entrepreneur lifestyle, self-employment, so on. It doesn't really matter what they think. Like, you are so brave for even going there. So instead of overthinking and telling yourself all of these excuses why not to do it or why to postpone it, why don't you just do it and then start making money a lot faster than you would if you just keep overthinking it? So I see way too many people just getting stuck in trying to like pick the right name or trying to pick the right brand colors or something like that. And then they also never get started. They don't really want to do the hard work. They keep overthinking it. And yeah, it just kills a business before it has even begun. This can, for example, be like a mistake that I see very often is that people are overthinking it. They don't want to do the hard work. They just want to get to the fun part. So they're overthinking that they don't want to do all of this work because that's not what their goal is. Like, they want to have a passive income, but they don't want to have to work with clients to get there. And I'm like, okay, but you can't just jump straight in like with both feet. Or I try to tell them like it's a ladder. You can't just jump to the highest step on the ladder. You have to start from the bottom and work your way up. And it's the same thing with business. Like, my goal as well for my business and my income is along the way, I want a fully passive income so that I can obviously spend my time doing exactly what I want to be doing. But I can't just choose to have a passive income right off the bat. I have to build it first. So that is the issue. Maybe you're overthinking that you need to do all of these things that you don't actually want to do. So why would you even get started? And then you just never get started, so you actually never get to the top of the ladder. So yeah, stop overthinking it. Get your shit together and just start doing it. Start building something, and then you will start making money and having this life way faster than if you just keep thinking about it. Mistake number 2 that I see very, very often is that you spend too much time on branding. I mentioned this a little bit before with the overthinking, and it is the exact same here. You are overthinking your branding. You're spending way too much time picking out a business name, picking out brand colors, picking out a font, whatever, and it really doesn't matter. You have to remember that you are the only one that cares this much about your own business. Like, of course, you have to look professional and you have to like kind of convey the things that you want to convey, but it is not going to make it or break it for the company. If you can't come up with a business name, don't let it stop you. You can always change it along the line. And like, of course, it's not ideal, but it's better than if you wait around for 2 years like I did I did my online course. I actually started working on it 2 years before I actually launched it. And one of my main mistakes was that I couldn't come up with a name. So I think it was like completely done for 4 months. And it was just sitting there on my computer. I hadn't launched it because I couldn't come up with a name for it. And then in the end, I ended up launching it with a name that I really didn't like, but I was just like, okay, screw it. I'm just going to get it out there. And then a year later, a whole year, I finally came up with the name that I wanted and that I liked. And then I just changed it, simple as that. But I had already made money for it with in a whole year, for a whole year, it has already like made me a lot of money. So it was better than, imagine if I just waited and it took me a whole year to find a name. It's the same with your branding colors and your fonts and everything like that. You can always change it. I have changed my fonts and branding colors 2 or 3 times since I started my first business, or it's the same business, but now I changed the name. I changed so many things about it. Yeah, I changed my business name, I changed my online course name, the brand colors, the fonts. I have changed every single thing. But it's also perfectly normal and acceptable to do, because maybe your business starts to pivot. Maybe you don't see yourself in this kind of branding anymore down the road anyway. So yeah, don't spend too much time on the branding and simply just get started. Don't let it kill or postpone your dream, really. The third mistake that I see a lot of entrepreneurs do is to undercharge. And this is I don't even know how this is, I know how it's possible, but at the same time, I just don't get it. I have a friend, for example, who's an entrepreneur, and he found out what my prices is for social media management, and his prices were a fifth of my prices. And he was like, how can you charge that much? And I was more like, how can you charge that little? Because the issue is, if you think of it this way, if you need to get $3,000 a month to be able to live comfortably, pay your rent, pay taxes, all of that kind of stuff, how many clients would you need if you're only charging $200 to $300 a month? Then you would need 10 clients to be able to reach your income goal. But for example, if you put up your prices also, because $200 to $300 a month, I don't care what it is you're doing, but no matter what, in any kind of business or industry, that is too little. So you need to increase your prices, no undercharging. Because for example, then for me, my prices are on average around $1,000 a month for a client, and some of them are a little higher, and I only need 3 clients a month to reach the $3,000. Where if you undercharge, you might need 10 clients. And yeah, obviously that is a lot of work, and it also brings me on to mistake number 4. You set up your work or your new business to be way too stressful. You set it up to be you have to do so much work, nothing's automated, nothing is outsourced, or you basically just don't think of yourself in the process. So it's the same as with undercharging. If you have to have 10 clients a month just to break even, you're gonna be busy. And of course, busy is nice, busy is good when you're self-employed, but you don't have to be that busy. Compared to me that only needs 3 clients or someone that needs 10 clients. What would you rather do? So yeah, it's the same as if you set it up to be too stressful. I have friends that are constantly just jumping around to make the client happy. And I'm not saying you shouldn't make your clients happy, but it is perfectly acceptable to say no to a meeting, or not say no, but at least move it if the client proposes a time for a meeting that doesn't fit you. I have friends in the entrepreneurial world where sometimes they're like, oh, by the way, I can't go out with you on Friday anyway because I suddenly have a client meeting. It's usually when the client is in a different time zone. But I'm just like, it's okay to say no. It's a Friday evening. They also cannot expect you to work on a Friday evening, at least not in my book. I don't know about you guys, but the reason that I went self-employed is for the freedom, so that I can pick and choose when and where I want to work. So no, I'm not working on a Friday evening. Then I will simply just ask, okay, I can't do it Friday evening, but can we do it on Monday or Tuesday? Or you just propose another time that works for you. So instead of setting up your business so it's super stressful, you never have free time, remember to really you did this for you, so put yourself first. Of course, I think maybe you have to go hand in hand with the clients because they're the ones paying the bills, but you know what I mean? You just have to take care of yourself and remember to actually outsource as well. It doesn't always have to be you doing everything. As soon as you can afford it, outsource the things that you don't want to do. And then at the same time, look into automations, what can be automated, and then try to what can you call it? Improve your different processes and strategies and so on. So you're not so busy all the time. For me as a social media manager, I always teach my students to hopefully, if they can, schedule content for their clients at least 1 month in advance. Where I have some of them that are still only scheduling content maybe like 1 or 2 weeks ahead. So that means they have to always like be thinking of the next content or scheduling the next content. And that means that they're working, like they're overworked basically. So anyway, just remember to be smart, like work smarter, not harder. And yeah, I can do a whole video about that if you want more tips about like working smarter, not harder, because that is like one of the main priorities that I have in my business. The fifth and last mistake that I see a lot of entrepreneurs do is to only rely on one social media platform. And you have to think of it this way. Of course, you need to be on the platform that makes sense for you and your business, like where is your clients. So for example, if you're primarily B2B, it would make more sense to be on something like LinkedIn, where if your target audience is like the smaller set, like the younger generation, maybe TikTok, especially also Instagram would be an idea. And if it's the older, then Facebook would be ideal. But you have to always expand to at least 2 social media platforms. I'm not saying you have to be on all of them because that is a lot of work, but you should always, always, always expand to at least 2 platforms. In 2021, we all know that Instagram went down for like a day or something. And imagine if that happened, Instagram got deleted, it went completely down, like you lost everything, or you get hacked, which happens quite often, unfortunately. And if any of that happens, you lose touch with all of your potential clients, all of your followers, basically everything that you've built on that part, at least on that social media. But so yeah, this is your sign, by the way, to go and build up your email list, because that is the only thing that you actually own and have full control over. So build up your email list, and then as soon as you are done watching this video, go and create a new profile on another social media platform if you're only on one right now. My preferred platforms are Instagram and TikTok, and of course also YouTube. I don't really spend any time on Facebook and Snapchat, it's just personal. So again, it's completely up to you. And then remember that you can always repurpose your content, so it's not going to be too much extra work for you. But yeah, it's just, you need to, like, also, why wouldn't you go out and reach more people? Like, you literally have double the chance of reaching a new audience and potential clients if you are on 2 social media platforms or more, if that makes sense for you. So yeah, it's a win-win, and it's really, really, yeah, whenever I see entrepreneurs that's only relying on one, it's just no-go. So don't make those mistakes. Okay, that was really quick about this is like really the 5 most common mistakes that I see people make, and also the common mistakes that I get questions or issues about in my inboxes across social media. So I thought I would clarify a little bit just so you guys don't go out and do the same thing. So I really want to teach more people how to work online, have a profitable online business, and just thrive and live their best life. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed this. Remember to give me a like, subscribe, give me a comment if there's anything else you want me to talk about, or if you have any other questions. And other than that, I hope I'll see you soon. Bye.